Hello, English learners, and welcome. I'm your host, Paul. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Excited to chat about English learning today.
Ever feel like you're just drowning in information? You want to get well-informed quickly about, well, pretty much anything.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge challenge.
Especially, feeling fluent when a new topic pops up, maybe when you're speaking English.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're doing a deep dive into this really remarkable method. It's designed to help you achieve fluency about any topic, even ones you've never really thought about before.
Yeah, it's quite powerful.
We're talking about the 5 W's method: who, what, when, where, and why. The idea is it's a tool to help conquer that nervousness, that frustration when you speak. So our mission, really, is to unpack how it works.
And why it's so effective, yeah. And like you said, it goes way beyond just answering one specific question.
Right.
Its real strength, I think, is helping you build a really comprehensive picture. It guides you through different conversations, different topics, with confidence. Doesn't matter how familiar you are.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit. The core idea, the principle of the 5 W's, it sounds simple, right? A question might focus on one main W, like, ooh. But this system trains your brain, sort of proactively, to include all 5 W's when you answer.
Exactly.
It gives you this structure, like a roadmap. And what's really interesting, I think, isn't just that it gives you more to say.
Right.
It's that it seems to reduce that cognitive load when you're speaking.
Yes. That's a great way to put it. When you're nervous, your mind kind of scrambles, doesn't it?
Totally.
This system gives you a ready-made framework so you can speak proactively, confidently, instead of just reacting and hesitating.
Yeah. And the source material even lays it out with topics for each letter of the alphabet.
Yeah.
A for art, B for books, C for careers.
Which is a really neat way to organize it. And what's fascinating is how answering comprehensively like this builds not just like fluency, but real confidence. You're not just spitting out one little detail. You're actually painting a full picture for whoever you're talking to.
Showing you get it, even if you're working with limited info.
Precisely. It's like a mental checklist, Helps you cover the bases without feeling totally overwhelmed. Should we look at some examples, see how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's start with A for art. Okay, imagine someone asks you, who is your favorite painter? Your first thought is probably, okay, that's a who question.
No.
Simple enough.
And it is, sure. But the method pushes you to go a bit deeper. So the source gives this sample answer for Chuck Close. It goes, currently, my favorite painter is an American painter named Chuck Close because he paints with creativity, great detail, and passion.
Okay.
Now, if you break that down, the who is Chuck Close, obviously.
Right.
But what? Well, he's the favorite painter. When? Currently. Where? He's American. And why? Because of the creativity, detail, passion.
Yeah. All 5 are just naturally woven in there. It makes the answer so much richer.
Exactly.
Okay. So B for books. The question is, what is your favorite book?
So again, what seems like the main focus. But look at the example answer. I enjoy reading love stories, so my favorite book is the 1991 American bestseller Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers.
Ah.
So I've got the who, Francine Rivers, the what, Redeeming Love, the when, 1991, the where, American bestseller, and the why, because I enjoy reading love stories.
It's much more than just the title, isn't it? It gives you a sense of the person's taste, the book's background.
Exactly. It paints that picture.
Okay, moving on. C for careers. What kind of job do you do? Pretty standard question.
Very standard. But the source gives this comprehensive answer. Since 2010, I have enjoyed working as a computer engineer for a design firm in my city because my friend is the CEO.
Okay, let's see.
All the W's are embedded, right? The who is I, what is computer engineer, when's since 2010, where's for a design firm in my city, and the why, because my friend is the CEO.
Wow. It really turns a simple question into like a mini story. Gives you a much clearer idea of their work life.
That's the goal.
I can already feel how, having this framework would make me feel more confident. And the source doesn't stop there. Even in AF, there's D for dreams, like what was your dream as a child? Or E for education, why is education important? It covers a lot of ground.
It really does. And that just shows the method's adaptability. That's its real power. It doesn't really matter what the topic is. Let's maybe look at a couple more.
Sure.
And maybe, as I read them, you listening can try to spot the W's. How about G, games? What types of games do you play at parties?
Okay.
Example answer. I usually play acting games when I go to parties with my friends because we love those types of games.
Got it. Who, I, friends. What, acting games. When I go to parties. Where parties. Why. Love those games.
Yep, all there.
Seamless, right. Or how about K for karaoke? Question. Have you ever been to a karaoke room?
Mm.
The detailed answer. When I was in university, some friends and I went to a karaoke room near our university to sing songs all throughout the night. Again, it's like a little story. Who, what, when, where, why. It just flows. It doesn't sound forced at all.
Not at all. It's just a complete thought.
It's really neat how all those pieces just fit together so naturally. Okay, let's jump ahead. M for money. Question. What is the most amount of money you have spent in one day?
Ooh, this is a good one. Because the answer the source gives really creates a strong image. It's, in 2008, I spent $8,000 on a new car that I bought from a car dealership near my office because I needed a new one.
You can almost see it, can't you, buying the car?
Exactly. That's the power of including the who. I, what, $8,000 new car, when, 2008, where, dealership, near office, and why needed a new one. It's all there in one, concise package. And maybe one more quick one. R for restaurant. Do you have a favorite restaurant?
Okay.
The response. My favorite restaurant to go to after work is the Italian restaurant near my office because the food is amazing.
Simple, clear, and gives you the full picture. Who, my I, what Italian restaurant, when, after work, where, near my office, why. Food is amazing.
Yeah.
Effortless.
Effortless is a good word for it once you get the hang of the structure.
And this consistency, it just keeps it going through the whole alphabet, right? It shows how versatile this thing is. Like V for vacation. When was your best vacation?
Yeah, another good one. The example is, my best vacation was in 2014 when I traveled to an island with my friend for our summer vacation.
Okay, so what, best vacation? When, 2014, where, an island, who, with my friend, why, for summer vacation. All present and accounted for.
Check, 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 check.
And the source even mentions this idea of a review day with 26 different topics and questions, one for each letter, all designed to be answered using the 5 Ws. It really hammers home how widely applicable this is.
Yeah, it solidifies the practice.
So it's clear this isn't just some, abstract theory. It's meant to be used. But how? How do we actually practice this?
Right, that's the key question. Knowing the method is one thing, putting it into consistent practice is another. And the source actually outlines 4 specific ways to work on this to really integrate it.
Okay, like what?
So they suggest a weekly schedule almost. Like Mondays, you could use a spreadsheet.
A spreadsheet. How?
Well, you could list questions, write out your full 5 Ws answer, and then maybe have columns for each W: who, what, when, where, why, just to double check yourself or elaborate. Very structured.
Okay, that makes sense for organizing thoughts. What about Tuesdays?
Tuesdays, they suggest using a series of images. Find an interesting picture, maybe from the news, maybe art, and describe it using the 5 Ws. Who's in it? What's happening? When and where? Why is it significant? It gets you applying the framework spontaneously to visual stuff.
Oh, I like that. Visual prompts. Okay, Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, use English articles, read something you're interested in, then try summarizing the key points, maybe out loud, maybe to a friend, making sure you hit the who, what, when, where, why from the article.
So practicing summarizing information comprehensively.
Got it.
And Thursdays.
Thursdays, use an English journal. Pick a topic your day, something that happened, even make something up and write about it, but consciously try to build your sentences to include all 5 Ws. Right.
Focused writing practice.
Exactly. And doing this consistently, switching up the method each day, that's how you build mastery. That's how you get to fluent English that's much richer than just basic answers.
So it seems pretty clear. If you're looking for a structured way, a pathway, to speak more fluently, more comprehensively about pretty much anything, this 5 Ws method is a really powerful tool.
Definitely.
It's about building answers that don't just inform, but really connect and engage.
And speaking of, engaging communication, the source shares this really quite touching story at the end, an anecdote that really brings home this idea of intentional connection.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it describes a moment where the author was working, really focused, but started thinking about their parents, thinking about everything they'd sacrificed, and just in that moment decided to call them and sing, which apparently wasn't totally out of the blue. The author and their sister used to surprise their parents with songs and beats sometimes when they were younger. So they call their parents, the parents pick up, knowing they're supposed to be working, and ask, is everything okay?
Right, expecting maybe a problem.
Exactly. But the author just says, I called to tell you something. and then starts singing that Stevie Wonder song, "I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care."
Oh, wow.
And the reaction, the dad gets on the phone and says their mom is already dancing, and you could just feel the big smiles through the phone. It was this simple, totally unexpected moment in the middle of a workday
Yeah.
that created this really lasting memory. A memory of care, of connection, just that spontaneous, heartfelt communication.
That's a lovely story.
Isn't it? So maybe this is the challenge for you listening. Apply the core idea of this deep dive, the power of intentional communication, of expression in your own life, maybe even, right now. Is there someone you love or someone who just makes you happy? Think about contacting them. Give them a call. Send a text, maybe a voice message. Just let them know you care. It's always valuable to express that.
A great thought to end on. Expressing that care.
Always worthwhile.